Fiscal Responsibility Act is very clear on what makes up the budget in terms of revenue and expenditure. It appears very clearly that some agencies of government are not doing enough to encourage Mr. President achieve their target. The obvious question here we're saying is, where some agencies will keep a good chunk of the revenue which the ordinary should pay. It's very clear, even from recent revelations, that most of the over 500 and something agencies of government can very well fund our budget. If government tells, if we can be able to tell ourselves the truth, that we don't even need to borrow funds, that that fund can be generated from within, from most of the agencies, if we can get the right things. So, once the projections are 40, there isn't more that the government can do in terms of implementation. I mean, in terms of revenue, if we cannot get the revenue that is projected to fund the budget, obviously citizens expecting government to perform miracles obviously will be disappointed. So we are suggesting that greater attention should be paid to issue of getting the revenue, and then civil societies can now follow up on the expenditure. This is where citizens' actions will play more role. Because as we speak, the issue of revenue is not receiving the attention it requires. Rather, what we are talking about, expenditure, expenditure, expenditure. We should be talking about more of revenue. Otherwise, when you take a look at some of the targets of Mr. President towards achieving the goals of the budget, you cannot but agree that they are achievable. For instance, positive effects, Mr. President have taken some positive effects and steps, like ease of doing business reforms, improvement on tax administration reform, the voluntary assets and income declaration scheme, optimizing efficiency in expenditure as in the ERGP, increased investment in infrastructure. What we're saying here is that these projections can be achievable if all hands can be on them. If our commission is strengthened, I'm very sure, I've said it everywhere, I've even said it in the parliament, that I think that we all know, everybody likes citing Fiscal Responsibility Commission Act, but nobody wants to see the Fiscal Responsibility Commission in carrying out the provisions of the Act. Even when we try to push up, some other people will be interested in ensuring that the Commission is not there. We are aware that there are present efforts to bring up once again, to dust out the papers on the scrapping of fiscal responsibility. We are very much aware that there are new efforts to find ways to scrap and possibly wind down the Commission. I'm not speaking because I want to continue working there, because I'm a professional. I think I can find a lot of other things. I'm saying that this is one act, this is one commission that everybody who is talking about appropriation, the economy of Nigeria, will quickly rush to sight. But nobody have thought of seeing how to strengthen that arm of the commission that the act requires to operate the act.